Hi everyone, I'm Bernadette and welcome to my channel. In this video, I'm going to share my experience ringing in the new year with locals and a few tourists at La Coupole. Stay tuned. I've been to La Coupole during a previous trip and really enjoyed the ambiance, the rich history of the Brasserie, and of course, the food. Speaking of history, here's a little background about the restaurant. La Coupole opened back in 1927 and hosted many artists, poets, writers, and singers during the Roaring '20s. Some of the famous people included Pablo Picasso, French playwright and novelist Jean-Paul Sartre, Josephine Baker, and Ernest Hemingway. Guys, I never even thought about celebrating New Year's Eve in another city. When it comes to New Year's Eve celebration bucket lists, I think of cities like Sydney or Dubai, London, and of course, New York City. Also, since my birthday is in January, I've always felt like it would be trop or too much to travel for New Year's Eve just to turn around and celebrate my birthday soon after. Well, I did it. And in my mind, I did it big when I decided to celebrate New Year's Eve at La Coupole. When researching on their website, I noticed that there were two different types of New Year's Eve services at La Coupole. Dinner and dancing for €195. This is an earlier service that starts at 6:45 p.m. and ends at 9:30 p.m. I opted for the later dinner for €250 since it included a full show of different entertainment. I wanted to make sure I celebrated into the new year. That service starts at 10 p.m. and ends at 2 a.m. I booked reservations in advance by going onto La Coupole's website. Since we had reservations, I figured I didn't need to get there too early, especially since the show doesn't start until 10 p.m. Guys, when I arrived, I noticed a very long line outside the restaurant. I thought maybe it's for people who didn't have reservations. No, that line is for everyone. The moral of the story is, it's best to get there as early as possible because seats are assigned on a first-come, first-served basis. I loved seeing how people were dressed, prêts à fêter le nouvel an à Paris, ready to celebrate the new year in Paris. I wanted to look the part, so I went straight to Amazon and ordered my dress and accessories, of course, because I wanted the classic flapper girl look. Once we were led to our table, I was worried that we would not be able to get a good view of the show. I soon realized there was nothing to worry about. That's because all the performers worked their way around the entire restaurant. After we were seated, we were given a coupe glass of champagne along with our first course. Santé! For our first course, there was a dish similar to shrimp cocktail in a tiny glass along with a single savory tart and some bread. For our second course, we had scallops with some sort of cheese that was sprinkled with caviar. It was très délicieux. Though I opted for the hot dish, there is a seafood platter, or fruits de mer, which is a double-stacked tray of fresh seafood served cold with lobster tails, crab legs, shrimp, and oysters for the main dish. Guys, look at the presentation of the lobster I was served. It's so pretty, just a pure work of art. Can't forget about the dessert. Last course, some sweet treats. Not sure what it was, but it was delicious. Now that we've covered the dinner portion, let's talk about the show. Guys, the entertainment was non-stop. When one act would end, another would begin. It started off with a piano player singing ragtime type music. After his performance, a group of dancers would come out and perform with the singer. Once that performance ended, a belly dancer came out. Then there was a tap dancing duo. Cabaret dancers performed as well. The singer, Natatie Nova, had a beautiful voice and was back on again rocking the house with pop music, R&B, and Broadway hits like All That Jazz. In addition to the live shows, there's also a nightclub / discotheque in the basement. Oh, I forgot to mention, we were also given a ticket for a glass of champagne for the nightclub. So, if you want to take a break from the performance upstairs, you could go downstairs and dance the night away to the sounds of a DJ. I didn't go downstairs until the end because I love live entertainment and I did not want to miss anything. We soon realized it was time. Bonne année, everyone shouted. At the stroke of midnight, that's when the party really kicked into high gear. After the toast, she sang a song that came from the Great Gatsby soundtrack. People were really having a good time, happily dancing with strangers, myself included. Every time I sat down, she'd sing another song that made me want to dance. I could not stay off the dance floor. I eventually sat down when she stopped singing. At that time, waiters were offering coffee. Natalie instructed everyone to raise their glass. Then she sang Michael Jackson, and that got everyone on their feet to dance. The talented Natatie Nova then surprised me and came to my table to meet me. She said she enjoyed seeing how much fun I was having and getting people up to dance. You guys, that just made my night. Before I knew it, it was almost 1:30 a.m. and I noticed that the restaurant was not as full as before. I was ready to call it a night myself. That was so much fun. This is one New Year's celebration that I will treasure forever. If you want to be whisked away back to the 1920s, I would highly recommend celebrating New Year's Eve at LiQWYD in Paris for your bucket list. Thanks so much for watching. If you enjoy my content, please leave a like, comment, and share my video with others. If you fancy Paris, traveling, and appreciate the adventures in life, then hit the subscribe button and ring the notification bell for future videos. I hope you found this video helpful. Bonne année, mes amis! À bientôt!